Okay. G'day guys, my name is Sam from Trade to Prosper. Today is Thursday, the 29th of February, and I'm going to give my thoughts on Bitcoin at the current stage and how it's aligned to the bull market, and talk about potential how we trade, and look at other indicators to tell you that why we're bullish, and what were the key indicators to go in long. Not sure how this comes across on the screen. It doesn't look like it captures all my screen, so sorry about that. I'm not sure what the technical issue is, so I'm going to move my chart around a bit and just try to fit it into that screen. For some reason, it doesn't capture the whole lot because I've got a 4K screen. Interesting enough. I'm just going to try to fit that in. Damn it. All right, here we go there. So we'll just move that over across and zoom in. This chart is on Binance, and from exchange to exchange, it does vary with price action, especially when it comes to levels of liquidity, which is pretty important. What I'm going to do is talk about this current chart, how we are bullish, and what phase it's in, and also then look at total market cap with the alts as well, and then look at Tether dominance and Bitcoin dominance, and then back into Bitcoin and see what we can see for a small time frame, what we want to trade. Might touch on that a few alts if I don't get bored, if it doesn't drag on too long. So let's look at this chart and explain a few things. Historically, the all-time previous high, we noticed that this level had a bit of resistance, which makes sense, and we expect the same here as well. So if we were to put this over here, give or take a bit, either the top of the wick or just that level there. What I want to just point out from this chart is two things. When price came, sorry about that, let's just jump in. When price broke out from this key level of accumulation, really, so what we had was a major resistance for whatever reason. And every chart is unique in its own way, but we had a trend line of resistance for whatever reason it is. We had this push to the upside, did a head and shoulders type of thing. We'll look at it close up. We did head and shoulders, couldn't break through, came back for key level support, stayed there for a while, and then we started the bull run. So this breakout from the trend line, also the bottoming of this rejection to the upside, is a key level. And then you see this run. This is obviously the previous all-time high. Okay, and when we look at it from that perspective to the other chart, where we are now, we have a similar behavior as well. We try to break to the upside, didn't work, pushes back, we find support, and then the bull market starts. At this level here is really, it's the same, almost exactly, if you want to talk about it. Now, if you know the bump and run structure, we had this as well. That was a trend line of significance. And you can say that's a 3-year trend line. We ignore this. We've got confluence here all the way through. And once you break that trend line, the inverted bump and run strategy kicks off. Similarly here, we had the same, but in a different way. If you look at it all the way through, our most common points. If I was to change this chart to logarithmic, you'll see it. Let's see if we can do that. Sorry, regular. There we go. So it's a strong trend line, and then we break out of it. So logarithmic sometimes makes a difference. We also had a channel. Back to this. Let's just hide that for a sec. We had this channel, a macro channel. Can't recall exactly what it was. So it was. Let's do that. There we go. That was a channel. Again, the breakout of that channel, and you can see the confluence with the middle of the channel and so on. So that was aligned with this here. A key trend line, basically. And the amplitude of this is obviously much bigger than this one here, this grey box. Why I cut off to there? Well, we can say that this is probably up to there now. That grey box matches that grey box there. This last phase hasn't quite hit the all-time high. And then you see that pullback. Now, how big of a pullback was that? So this is a daily chart. Okay, 17%. Okay, so we can expect 17 to 20% pullback. And I'll dare say, guys, that is the last time you guys could leverage in and go long if we get that key level, wick, and then so on. So we're looking for that same behavior. Just push it across. So when we hit that, maybe 15%, okay, we might just get this level here. Point of interest, we'll get to that, but I do expect a pullback from the top, and those are the reasons for it. Now, I just want to cover that off. Looking at from this chart, we have our key Fibonacci levels. The 886 hasn't quite broken through. It's a weekly level right there. So we passed the monthly level, but this weekly level is holding us up right there, which has confluence as well to this level here, 886. So we broke the monthly, and it wouldn't surprise me that once we break the monthly, break that level, the monthly could be our support level, or this 886. We have the weekly there as well. So let's see what kind of percentage is that. That's 5, okay. The monthly might be just 11% pullback, because that monthly is going to be important. We'll add our moving averages later on to see how that affects it. Now going back to a small time frame, we had this channel while we're trading it up to the upside. Now we've got granular details. Let's go through closer. And you'll notice that I've got a lot of details here. I just did a video on Matic. Just shows how we get these levels. So what I'm going to do is go to the 1 hour. And you'll see a lot of confluence with it. So it touched our TPO on the weekly and a rejection liquidity. Now, these liquidity levels are derived from heat maps, and this is the heat map that I was talking about. Let's just show this for you. Just cross it over. So this is on trading light, and it shows all the liquidity orders for shorting. So there's orders sitting there, and this is based on, I think it's Coinbase. Yes, it is Coinbase, and it grabs that data. There's also one or two other charts, but I think Coinbase is a big exchange, and it's one of those that do it. What we've done is, you can see historically, these are all the ones that have been tapped, and then you see price pull back. Obviously, I'll keep the records here on the right, but we've got all these levels to the upside, potentially levels of resistance. And if they have confluence with our Fibonacci, then there could be points of rejection. But we're going to look for pretty much highs. This could change on the fly as well, so we've got to keep track of that. There's nothing above that at this point. Maybe other tools out there do have it. So that's how I derived um, these levels that I have on the chart. So I'm expecting more highs. It's not a good trading area, in my opinion. Even like here, you can see value area high, naked point of control, all was acting as resistance, and the monthly, it just hit that first. We had these levels before. Look at that rejection perfectly. It respected it, pulled back. But it was too bullish. And the monthly really was just dancing around the monthly, and then price just broke up to the upside again. Another point of interest, the TPR perfectly. These all lines were done beforehand, and you can see these levels of liquidity tapping, rejection. Here it was interesting. They took that liquidity and then jumped down. That must have been a lot of liquidity there, and the open orders would have probably given information about that. Let's go grab this. Now, what can we say in terms of the trading opportunities? Well, it's not really there. It's very difficult. Actually, I suppose the last time a good opportunity to jump in was there, and I didn't see it happening. And if you do a Fibonacci to it, it's the golden ratio. So let's just do that. You can see the golden ratio came into play right there. And if you were watching it at the time, that makes sense. So take your previous support, resistance, golden ratio, and then it's perfect. That's previous support, and therefore that would have been a great opportunity. That if you got it, then that's a 8% move. I'm averaging more with margin and just keep on adding. Really, um, we're looking for more highs. What highs are we looking for? Let's see if we've got any more details on the other charts. Not really, because it's all new levels. So we only have, there's a daily level here. So we can probably expect a bit of rejection there with the all-time high. Okay, here's another daily. Value area low. Okay, so this is where I think it didn't quite tap it. So I think this will still continue. This will be a bit of rejection, but I think this is the level of interest that we might just get a bit of a pullback. The monthly again, if we get that, great. So we still haven't established a range. Our range currently, if we can establish a range, then we can trade the range. So that's our previous high, that's our previous low. And that's about it really, just for this small area. So what can we look for? We got that liquidity tapped, so it's not going to help us. So what we're looking for is really price to keep going, take that liquidity, even maybe hit the daily, and if we drop, we probably come back down again. But it's very bullish, and if we get a double, then we'll look for a shorting position. This is only for small trades. We're not talking about big trades. We're just talking about small trades because we're expecting price to eventually hit this level for the major rejection. And then we'll look for these levels of confluence if price comes down and so on. So we're going to look for a range once we hit the top. But I'm expecting it to go higher for the reasons I've mentioned before. And there's not really many trading opportunities here. Every time if you find a pullback, it's probably a good time to just average in. I have an open trade right from down here, 44.5, somewhere down here. So I'm just looking to add to my holdings really. I have and that's the strategy. So I have the luxury of shorting small trades because I've got the big trade that's going long. So these are the levels I'm looking at. You can probably see them on the screen. All groundwork's done. I can share this on our Discord channel, this chart. So we can just go here and to copy the link and just chuck it in somewhere on our Discord channel or in the commentary if people ask for it. I'm not sure I'm going to share on the video post. It will be in Discord. So that's all I got for this in a sense. Now what I want to do share is look at total market cap, look at Tether as well. Where's my Tether? Here we go. Tether is pretty important, guys, if you don't know about it. Why Tether dominance is important. If you haven't seen my videos in the past, I'll explain it here. I'm just looking at the screen so I can squeeze it in. There we go. And maybe I'll just add another chart to it. Can you get out, please? Get out. Out. Close the door. All right, here we go. Just add this Bitcoin chart. And I'm going to push it up. And you'll see some stuff here that might help you out. Right. So we've got the Bitcoin chart on top and we've got Tether dominance. If you're familiar with Wyckoff, even better. Sorry about the noise behind the back. My little son is restless. When Tether was at its lowest, Bitcoin was at its peak. When Bitcoin was at its top, Tether was at its lowest. When Bitcoin was at its lowest point, Tether was at its top. And you can see the pattern. So we've got this red line coming all the way through. When we start to come down from there down, we get our first selling climax. That's our selling climax down here. And then price goes up finds that level of support and then drops more, we get the second wick, selling climax. So this is a distribution structure eventually. That was a theory. I thought we might just slightly go a bit higher, but it didn't work out that way. And that was our entry signal, because what's happening is tether dominance is coming down, meaning Bitcoin is being bought up. So that was a good indicator. I was just looking for something more, and it dropped, found support, and that is basically around here. What is a key level? Look at this area, pretty much did it. See how we dropped this triangle? Tether dropped. And that's when the dominance of tether is dropping. And we had this neckline. This key level was observed. We're watching it. We're watching this range. It was problematic for us, but it lines up with Wyckoff. And this last neckline was dropped. Once that was dropped, we became bullish. And you can see how it's aligned. So let's just clean all that up. And let's see how we get rid of this. Maybe I'll just reverse that. No. Okay, Bitcoin there. Get rid of it. There we go. And we got our previous support. We have some levels here, and you can see how that neckline, that previous resistance level, this was a bear flag, tether dropped. And we're getting close. And very similar to the other ones, where these were key levels. So let me see how I mapped that out. See if I got it somewhere. Here we go. Where is it? So that was my expectation some time back. Price levels, there we go. So this is our mapping. You can see how each level, that was a previous low, 63K, 69K, 40K, it was all mapped out, and therefore we're coming down. Now, the question is this going to be a local top? It's more to come down. Is this trend line going to do anything? Not sure, but it's also a level of support. So if we look across, this level was support. So if this tether comes all the way down here, we expect a bit of a bounce. I'm expecting this red line not to be respected moving forward. Now we'll look at total market cap. So that's my reason for being bullish, because we dropped out of this Wyckoff structure distribution. If I have it here, where is it? Damn it. I'm going to go in there. So here we go. That's the distribution. Wyckoff buying climax. And whoops. Where's it, that one? There we go. So we had that structure. The LPSY was this level here. And now we're dropping like that. So there's a distribution model. Total market cap. Let's see how it aligns with our Wyckoff. Oh, damn it. Look at that. It's blown out of the water. So it's broken. So we can try and get rid of this channel. You can see this is a Wyckoff accumulation for the total market cap. We've broken the $2 trillion range. this was a key level, and we've broken it pretty strongly. That was my 1.414 level. Maybe we'll have a bit of resistance on the 1.618. That might align with the all-time high, and that's the level there for total market cap. So we've broken that. We pretty much at this level, we're looking at this level next, and then the further. So this is a bull run with the total market cap. Money's flooding in, and obviously it's probably from the Bitcoin ETF, and the Ethereum ETF might be aligned with it as well. Not sure why there's a delay on YouTube, but it might catch up. So we expect more highs. Pretty much, this is the value area high. That could be our key resistance, where Bitcoin might hit its all-time high, and then we'll get this pullback, potentially break the channel, and further up. So it's probably worth looking at that as well as we go forward. Let's look at alt market. Three. And that's what we envisioned. Again, this is aligned. This is our alt market. Wyckoff accumulation, the breakout of the SOS stage. Not bad, getting it right. Had it mapped out on many occasions. I said this will be volatility, and then look at the breakout to the upside. Small time frame wise, that's our maybe golden ratio. Yep, ever so slightly. Maybe that's the level that we're going to watch it. 6.1, the golden ratio 1.618. But from a channel perspective, it's broken the channel. It's broken this pitchfork channel significantly, and then we've got these edges of the pitchfork. So I'm expecting the alt market also running. It started. Let's look at Bitcoin total market cap. No, sorry, Bitcoin dominance. Ah, yes. So it did break to the upside. We don't know if this is valid triangle. That is a key level of resistance. Could still be a distribution. So from a Wyckoff perspective, that could be a buying climax. We might go slightly higher. And then if this gets a rejection, we might just see the alt season kick in. However, I have a gut feeling that this is where we're going to go first before we get a rejection. And this could be a wave 3, wave 4, and wave 5 is up here. So Bitcoin is the dominant one here, taking charge. So I'm more towards Bitcoin taking the lead than the alts at this point. Right, that's pretty much it. This is Matic, and if we're to look at Matic, we've got a few levels here. I'm long on Matic, but unfortunately I didn't time it well. So we're looking for Matic to break above this, and it's got a few resistance levels. The trend line and this area here. So it's consolidating under resistance. Matic's going to go sideways for a while, and then do a wave 5 there, elite wave 5, and then go up. And you can see how these moving average. So what's happened is Matic's gone below the moving averages, regained. Now it's above the moving average. It will use them as support. As these moving averages come across, Matic will use these as support, resistance, and get a squeeze and potentially pop out on a strong way. Solana, oh, there we go. Solana's breaking out. We've got a few things on Solana, but to me, wave 3 to 4, now we're moving on. So we entered a recent long with Solana, obviously holding, and I think this is going to go because this is a daily. Let's look on the 4 hour. Beautiful. And you can see how those levels are respected. It's broken the monthly level and it's continuing on. Python network. I want to compare Python with Solana. And so rather be in, let's just move this across. Sorry, guys. Let me just do this for a sec. There we go. Not much for Python. Python is a competitor to Chainlink on the Python Solana network. So no, I want to know when I go into some Python using my Solana, and yeah, there's a clear rejection on the golden ratio. I'm thinking this might come down to this level and get a bounce. Golden ratio here, and just keep a track of it. It might just do that. Eventually, I think Python might have its chance. Just keep an eye on it. It's good to know when to flip your coins, I suppose. So that's one chart. And then obviously I'm looking at Python. That's a daily. Here's Python versus Chainlink. And Python is losing against Chainlink. Chainlink's pretty much likely to be headed up. So let's have a look at that chart. So yeah, Python really broke out strong, guys. It's a shame I didn't take profit there. I'm long with it. But if this, let's see where it's going. So it's coming to a level of support where we had previous resistance. So this might just accumulate here. If it breaks up, it's a signal to go long. But this rejection was also, it was a real good pump. Got the golden ratio from the small line time frame, but not sure if we're going to add more to it until we see something take place. I like to see this, if there's accumulation like that, and then yeah, then go. Chainlink must be moving. Let's have a look. Okay, that's what, because Python is dropping. Chainlink is moving. Okay, it's a hard one, but I think it's done. It might have. Maybe you can just do it that way. So there was a spike, bit of rejection, annoying. That was yesterday, but it looks like a continuation pattern, right? If we would do the 1, 2, 3, we have the golden ratio here, but I think these are the targets that we're looking for next. Well, we just go straight up, or we get a rejection last round, and then bang, further up. What else do we have? Some recent new coins. GT AI. My brother told me about this one. I'm not interested at this point. FTM. FTM looks good. Why do I say that? Let's have a look at it on the 2-day chart and you'll see why. On the small time frame, we got higher highs from here. So that's a reversal. This looks like a range of accumulation. It's almost breaking out. It's not there yet. So we've got a number of levels of resistance. We might just, we said this will be resistance and it's still there. It might break to the upside and consolidate here before we make a move to the upside. And if it pulls back, this will be a good strong level to go in. This trend line, I'm not so reliable on it, but it gives a case for it. So high lows, guys, and the squeeze is coming in. ILV, I've been bullish on. Let's see what it's doing. Yes, so this level of support, that wick really came touching moving averages. These moving averages keep coming up while this goes sideways. Here, consolidation above resist, above support. Then we can see maybe these moving averages will push it up as these come up. There might be a squeeze of this range and then price pushing up. Macro wise, it looks good. It looks like a good chart. There we go. That's the key level. We broke that key level and just retesting it. This is a good chart, guys. Aptos. So you can see that the trend line is not the cleanest, but it broke out yesterday. So that gave me an indication that it was real. A strong move to the upside, bit of rejection from the clear level of resistance, derived from the Fibonacci as well. Value area high. So consolidate under resistance and then push up more. BNB is doing really good. That was the structure, and the back test took place on this trend line. So you can see the alts, many alts are aligned with total 3 going forward. So BNB is approaching, well, it took out this liquidity, didn't pull back. So we're looking for this liquidity there, space, and then we've got the golden ratio. So I'm expecting here, then we're going to consolidate like Solana before we move to the upside. So if you've got BNB, that price there is probably the target. I would advise you to look at BNB against Bitcoin, and that will give you some advice. What we've noticed that the likes of Solana, for instance, if we do, let's see if we got it here. We'll just move it across for you. What we noticed is, put our Fibonacci, Solana against Bitcoin. It hit our golden ratio perfectly, and that was a sell-off. That was probably the sell-off for Solana, and why it stayed sideways for a fair bit, which is probably wave 3 and 4. And that was a good move of what? Giving back 30-something percent, 36%. If you timed it well, you'd have been 36% up on Bitcoin. So now this is, to me, is support level for Solana against Bitcoin. And that's why we're getting Solana to being pushed up. So if we look at it closely, actually I'll look at it from another 2 charts that we had. This is where we're looking at the candlestick. Look at that candlestick push back. That was support. So Solana is, because what people do is mostly flip from Bitcoin to Ethereum, to Solana, or the alts. So this one is giving support down here. This on the 4-hour. We might just get a reversal. Once a reversal, it'll be nice for it to actually go sideways here, like that. Take out the liquidity from the below, from a Bitcoin perspective, and then break to the upside. That will be a good indicator to go long. Yes, we might go a bit more sideways for a while, but there might be inverted head and shoulders, and that will be Solana starting to pick up against Bitcoin. So you want to look at that as we go forward. AGIX, similar. Hit our golden ratio. We applied the same rules, and we said sell, and it was perfectly on the mark. AGX against Bitcoin. Love the strategy. It works. I'm just trying to find where. Let's look at the 3-day. Here we go. Golden ratio 618, perfect. Against Bitcoin, AGIX. Look at the pullback. So I sold all my. Once I learned my lesson on Solana, I'm starting to apply it to the others. I thought it might come here to get some better results here, but it came all the way down here, which is nasty. AGIX against Bitcoin is gaining, but so this was all the way down. Bugger. Strong move. So I got over AGIX at the perfect time because of that lesson. So you should look at it. We entered along once we saw this, but this bloody wick took us out. So we made a bit of profit as it went up. Just over here. That's how that was taking out the liquidity. Guys, know your levels. That was all the liquidity there. Because all the longs were coming in. This took it out, and once it regained, that's your signal to go long. Bang. Now it's on the side range. I'm expecting this to pretty much break to the upside and then find resistance, take some liquidity out and potentially come back down. Look at against Bitcoin pairing and you have some idea what's going on. I think that's it. Kasana, not much. Whiff, I hate. I keep missing it. Missed my entry here. Wasn't watching it, and look at that move. Potentially 618. So I think we'll struggle there based on our assumption that there we go. To the wick, golden ratio 1.618. I think we'll pull back, but you never know. I'm going to leave it like that, guys. Please give me a like and share, and I'll talk to you soon. If you've got any questions, pop them up. Let me have a see if there is any questions. Will it go down tomorrow? Okay, just saw the question. Will it go tomorrow? Let's look at Bitcoin. No, I don't expect it. Here we are. Hold on a sec. I did go for it, but what I'm expecting with Bitcoin is difficult, but I'm expecting more highs. All right, so we went through it. Is this a range? Don't know. We can potentially come down. We could range here for a while and then break up, or we do the nasty and just continue doing that. Will it go down? No, I don't think so. And I spoke early in the video on this piece, so you can just wind it back. I spoke about the macro picture, and if I got it here we go. What we said is that how it's aligned. Let's see if I can pick this out. Here we go. All-time previous high. Once it hits all-time previous high, then we get a 15% to 20% pullback. I'm expecting the same. This grey box matches that grey box. Everything is aligned. Discussed this early in the video. So there is going to be a slight pullback, but it's going to go more. This is going to go crazy. You reckon I should try to guess where it's going to go? There's a few methods to it. One method, we'll try it out. Potentially. Let's see. Put our levels in. I expect a big, strong rejection on the 1.14. So that price there. $120,000 is likely to get a good rejection of 20 to 30% rejection right there. That is the same here. So when we had this run, we had a good rejection here. I'm expecting this to either get a rejection here or a good strong rejection there. This was our golden rate. That was our 1.414. So if we look at that, guys, we use Fibonacci. Perfect. At times it works perfectly. Our 1.414 was there. pulled back. It pulled back, yeah, 20, 30%. I wasn't sure if that was a local top at the time, but then we saw something and we went right into it. And I'll give you the lesson from that. History teaches us lessons. I recall this level here. Let's show you guys. It's called the ABC. That level, match. And then you go along. That was the same here. Perfect watch. That level and that level was perfect. I went long there, knowing the lessons from why this was, whoops. I know why that was there, not there. Depending on the exchange, really. So when we use, it's all Fibonacci at the end of the day. And let's see what we've got here. If you look at the golden ratio, 1.618, we overperformed, took out the liquidity and down. If you know what you're doing here, this was a rising channel. This was like a major opportunity there, guys. That was a rising channel. Difficult, but that entry was there. And if you're short of that, that was like a 50% short. And I know some people, I know one guy who made $10 million from shorting that just because he knew this structure. And he also got that right as well. So we're looking for that to take place. And at the time, we'll make that call. I made the call here to short. I did say it was going to come down. Once this came back up, I said, yep, typical rising wedge. And we made our money. I'm looking for this as well. Come and join our channel. And members will get those calls, the key calls, once we have it. It's one way of looking at things. So I just showed you. But you need confirmation on the time that's taking place. We invite you. We might even hit though 164,000. It might just take that place. It might do this run, which is a parabolic run. This was parabolic as well, but not as strong as the previous. So we're looking for these levels. Some people reckon the 1.414. We might actually just blow and get a super cycle, as they talk about. So I'm going to leave it at that. If you've got any other questions, I'll answer them. But there's only, my timing, I suppose, is bad. Only one person online. But the goal is to those people who follow me on YouTube and TradingView can watch this later on and appreciate what I've given. So please give me a like and share. Have a good day, and I'll talk to you soon. Cheers.